Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Cutting Through the Bullshit. I am your host, Dr. Stephanie Snyder, and I am a high performance mentor. Through my unique blend of strategy, mindset, and intuition, I help men and women to cut through the BS in order to create the life and business they desire. So, today we're recording. We are 20 days into the new year. I'd love to have some really great wisdom for you in regards to that, but no, we're just going to have a real heart-to-heart conversation here. So, if you've listened to the last couple of episodes, thank you so much. If you are new to my world, I am excited for you to be here. We are going to do a little bit of a life update. So, actually 4 weeks today, I have been sick. We'll call it sick. I've had this congestion crap just lingering. Started as a little bit of a sore throat, tickly thing. I chugged a lot of water before Christmas, and then it's just been this runny nose for weeks on end. And you probably hear it a little bit in my voice. But I am not one to take medicine. I don't like the way I feel on it. It makes me feel wonky. And after 2.5 weeks of being gross and sick, I broke down and I took some Mucinex, which immediately caused sinus pressure. I'm one of those people where medicine does like the reverse to me. I remember back in 2024, 23, I don't remember. A few years ago, I got bucked off my horse and I had a compression fracture in my spine. And my husband gave me an Ambien. He was like, this will help you. You'll fall asleep. It'll be great. And so he gave it to me. And I remember him standing there, like, watching me to, like, wait for it to kick in. I was like, what? I said, what are you doing? Just go. Let me just fall asleep, right? And so I couldn't get comfortable in bed. So I made my way to the memory foam rollout that we have for camping. We've never used it for camping, but we have it. So I made my way to that because that was much more supportive for me. And I remember laying there just kind of waiting for it to kick in and just hanging out in my mind, essentially. And he came in a little while later, and I said, oh, do you need something? And he said, why are you still awake? I said, why? How long has it been? And he said, I put you to bed like 3.5 hours ago. Why are you awake? And I said, well, you know that scene from Bruce Almighty where Jim Carrey, the actor, is in this warehouse and there's that single filing cabinet and he opens the filing cabinet drawer and the drawer like spits out, right? I was in a big empty warehouse like that doing cartwheels in my mind. And just didn't fall asleep after hours of having this, right? So medicine definitely doesn't work the right way for me. So try to take the Mucinex. That doesn't work. So a week ago, I went to urgent care. They said, we don't want this to become a sinus infection, so we're going to give you an antibiotic. I said, okay, fine. So I take the antibiotic, does nothing. Doesn't touch the sinus pressure, does nothing. So I go to my doctor last week and they're like, have you been tested for the flu or COVID? And I said, no, I haven't. And they said, well, in order for the doctor or the nurse practitioner to come in, we have to test you for that. I said, okay, fine. So they do the nasal swab, comes back negative. I have neither the flu or COVID. And the nurse practitioner comes in, she asks me all these questions, and she's like, so you've had no fever, like no sinus pressure before that, like have you changed anything, dietary, like activity-wise, environmental? I said, no, like nothing. And she says, well, I don't know what's wrong with you. Okay, cool, great. She said, I'll give you a steroid, that will dry you up pretty quickly, but it won't tell us what is actually wrong. Okay, great. So she orders a CT scan. I want no part of that. I also want no part of the steroid. So I came home and I sat down with a book that I have. Who is the author? I forget the name of I forget the author, but it's called You Can Heal Your Life. And it has all these different emotional reasons as to why there's a disease or sickness that you incur, because it's dis-ease, right? It's not ease in your body. There's something off. There's an energy block of some sort. So I go through this book and I find sinus pressure, sinus issues, whatever congestion it is. So I decided to do an energy clearing because it was my left nostril that was giving me the issue. So I decided to do this 10-minute energy clearing that I walked myself through, and almost instantly my left nostril cleared up. I have to do it for the other side now. I'm realizing now that it's been 4 weeks that there needs to be another energy clearing to actually get it all out. But it's just interesting that I was trying to move through it and it wasn't going anywhere. And when I sat down and actually looked at it, that gave me the opportunity to actually clear it. Now, again, there's a time and a place for medicine for sure. However, I do believe that a lot of that is from emotional issues that occur, right? And a lot of it's the left and the right side, your feminine and your masculine. And there's emotional and energy charges that happen to create these issues. So I know whenever I get a knot on the left side, that there is some sort of feminine energy issue that I need to clear through, usually in regards to receiving. If I get it on my right side, I know that I'm doing too much and I actually need to lean more into my feminine. These are just things that I have learned along the way of life. Everybody is unique in regards to that, but when you slow down long enough to actually check in with your body and to have a conversation, sometimes these things can be moved through very quickly. Again, you can probably hear a little bit more of the nasalness that's happening, that I am doing another energy clearing this afternoon to just get rid of the last that's in there. But it's about tuning in. Like, I had to have a conversation with myself in regards to what this was all about. And I was carrying stress, extra stress, that just wasn't moving. It literally got stuck. The energy got stuck in my sinuses, and that's what it was in regards to. So it's just so interesting when you actually sit down and have these conversations with yourself and actually look at it, because a lot of us are just going to bulldoze through the thing. They're like, give me the medicine, give me the thing, I just want to feel better, yeah. Yes, I absolutely want to feel better, but I also want to know why it happened so that it doesn't continuously happen again and again and again, right? So I share all of that to just give you kind of an update. That's what this episode's about. If you do need that energy clearing, reach out to me. I've got it. I'll share it with you. It was just one that I put together with the help of ChatGPT, just kind of finagled it, made it work for what I was looking for. But it was really, really helpful. So I am sending you a whole lot of love. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, be you, because the world needs more of you. Bye.